Hello to all my day drinkers out there. I'm MartiniPictures, and today we're coming back to Agatha Christie's The ABC Murders. Now this will be episode 6 in the playlist, so if you've missed any of the episodes, I'll leave a link in the description as well as a link at the end of the video. But before we start jumping right into the game, I've got a little bit of a confession to make. Like I had noticed while I was editing, there seemed to have been a mistake where the game in the last session had stopped recording. And then later I find out that in the Skyrim section the camera had also stopped recording. So we're coming up on a little bit of an impasse. See, I have now set up more of like a torture simulation for myself. This is payback for not realizing what was going on. So I'm just going to be chugging this until the very end. And I know that the end is very close because I'm sorry to tell this to you guys, but I lied. I actually have played this game before. And this is my second time playing through this game, and I know how close it is to the end. But I will chug this entire thing, get all the sensation of the heat inside my mouth, and continue to play the game until the very end. After that, as my usual sign-off, I've got a glass full of milk this time. And wish me luck. Whew. You know what? I should probably shake this up a little bit. Get it to travel down throughout the bottle. I enjoy a lot of Mexican food, actually. So, and speaking of which, I actually just had Mexican leftovers where I had put other kind of hot sauce in it. So, Mexican before, an entire mini bottle of hot sauce. Hello, toilet, my old friend. I don't think the problem is going to be the heat. Oh, excuse me. I think it's literally just trying to get this stuff down. Half the bottle's gone. Almost done. Oh, that was the end, and that was the worst. See, like, as I was checking out the ingredients, the hottest thing in this is just cayenne pepper, so it's not really hot, because I've had habaneros before, and that's nowhere near, and habaneros don't even affect me that much. They come out sweet, but just the flavor. Never mind, let's just jump right in. Okay, so let's see, where we last left off, we were... Oh, where are the objectives? Oh, these are the, objectives. Bring the revolver to Hastings. Okay.
The white ammunition are blank cartridges. The others are real bullets.
So here's the real ones.
The revolver is loaded with real bullets. I still have time to choose blanks.
So, me knowing how to go through this game, I've been through it once, and I have actually failed this. I actually know how to correctly do this. This has to be done using only the blanks.
The revolver is loaded with blanks. I still have time to choose real bullets.
No, I'm just gonna stick with... Oh. I don't think I've ever had heartburn before. But... Oh, this might be the first time I've ever had actual heartburn.
What about telling me what you have in mind?
Oh. I meant to hit the text box, but I just skipped the...
What about telling me what you have in mind?
There we are.
Surtout pas. You wouldn't be able to play your role. Wait one moment, I will bring you my weapon.
Oh, I have to select the weapon, don't I? Yeah. Use. There we go. Give that to him.
Voila, I entrust you with my weapon. It has hardly been used, it is almost new.
Gandhi mustache. Huh. Wonder what that was actually about.
Chief Inspector, is that you?
Yes. Sorry, but we haven't found anything.
Have you checked the typewriter?
And the packaging, the letter, and the ribbon reel. We've only found prints left by Cust and his landlady.
Well, never mind, I shall make do.
So, are you still going to hold your meeting?
Of course, Chief Inspector. I can hear my guest coming up the stairs.
Why have you brought us here, Mr. Poirot?
Since Cust's arrest, I thought it was all done and dusted. Miss Gray formally identified him, as well as Miss Barnard.
Yes, and the stockings he saw drove the same brand as the ones found at my aunt's.
This is all true. However, a case is not closed if some questions remain open. And one question is, why did the murderer send me his letters? Why did he challenge me, Hercule Poirot?
Perhaps he wanted to play with you, to taunt you.
Xenophobia? Maybe he didn't like you because you're foreign.
I may be wrong, but maybe by provoking you he was looking for glory?
All these theories should be studied. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Okay. Why did the murderer make a mistake in the address? The murderer challenged Poirot. The error in the address caused the letter to be delivered late. Yeah. The letter's late arrival saved the murderer. No, that's the only one. The murderer always warned Poirot about his murderers. There we are. His mistake is intentional. Why did the killer send his letters to Hercule Poirot? Piece of an envelope. No. Poirot's no. The murderer challenged Poirot because he has an inferiority complex. The murderer challenged Poirot for glory. I think that's it, because he was a bit of a showboat. Oh, I guess not. Never mind. Maybe this. Now, xenophobia? Not well known. He wrote...
Is everything clear now?
You might like to explain your reasoning again.
Of course. First of all, remember that the murderer made it a rule to always post his letter before the murder. He never digressed from that rule. However, in Churston, he encountered a problem. The village has only 500 inhabitants. With advance warning, it would be easy to arrest him. Therefore, the murderer delayed his letters deliberately with the wrong address. The plan wouldn't have worked if he'd sent it to Scotland Yard or the papers, because everybody knows their addresses. The mistake would have been corrected, and the letter would have been on time. That is why the murderer chose me as the recipient.
Because for his plan to succeed, it was necessary for at least one of the letters to have a wrong address and get lost. It was very cunning.
Indeed.
Absolument. It is a very subtle plan. It matches the profile we have drawn up of him perfectly. That of an intelligent, daring and calculating murderer.
But that's not how you describe Cust.
You are quite right, mademoiselle. Like you, I find it hard to believe that this dull character is the clever murderer we're looking for.
Do madmen... I mean, if he's mad, he might have two very different sides.
No doubt. But the murderer is not mad. All the specialists agree that he does not have the profile of a psychopath.
But if Cust is not guilty, how do you explain his presence at the scene of the crimes?
Mr. Clark, the answer to your question is in the medical records of your brother's patients. Documents which Cust most certainly did not have access to. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Aight. What do we know about Cust? Cust was a door-to-door salesman. It is a coincidence that he went to the victim's towns. Tries to overcome his... Nope. Cust buys newspaper... Alice Asher. What's this? The murderer found a way to access Dr. There's a lot of stuff that we know about Cust, but... what is it specifically looking for? You know what? We'll use these two in the war, but they're related. What? Cust tries to overcome buys newspapers. Alice Asher and Petty Barnard are in Dr. Clark's medical records. Cust was a door-to-door salesman. Cust was in the war. There's a lot of stuff that could be the thing. There's a lot of stuff that could be. Well, that's obviously not it. So let's try removing these. And then just exchanging all of these out, because there's so much that Cust is mentally fragile and easy to manipulate. How to explain Cust's presence at the crime scenes? He's a door-to-door salesman. Tries to overcome his travel sickness by taking the train. He wanted to see the crime scenes. Alice Asher and Betty Barnard are... Cust was in the war. I think it's this, and then... Not quite sure. Cust was manipulated. Yeah.
Dr. Clark's patients' records provided a very useful list of potential victims, sorted by alphabetical order. The killer definitely used it, explaining the fact that all the victims were former patients of the doctor.
I don't know if
it is this
about,
fact that clears Cust once and for all, because he never had access to these records.
As well as the...
So how did he happen to be at the scene of the crimes? Either the murderer sent him there, or Cust was following him closely. Cust's highly suggestible nature leads us to the second hypothesis. The murderer was manipulating him. He systematically sent Cust to the towns where he was going to strike, so that the suspicion would land on the poor man's shoulder.
That's evil. What sort of killer could have such a plan? And what would he gain from 3 completely different murders?
Indeed, it seems unlikely that the same murderer committed all the crimes. What should we take from that?
Say that just one murderer is of interest to the killer, Say that the murderer kills for pleasure. Say that the killer has developed a taste for murder. Say that there are 3 murderers. No, there is 1 murderer, and he's just interested in 1.
Just 1 murder was of benefit to the murderer. The others were just diversions. On reflection, there is only one conclusion. The murderer killed once out of interest and twice to divert our attention. This reasoning points at 2 potential culprits.
Franklin Clark.
Donald Fraser?
Yes, mademoiselle. That's good thinking. Mr. Fraser may have killed Betty out of jealousy. Mr. Clark may have killed his brother in order to inherit his large fortune. Both have a motive.
Indeed.
But Donald did not have access to Dr. Clark's records.
Please allow me to disagree with you, mademoiselle.
Indicate that Donald was treated by Dr. Clark. Indicate that Donald's firm worked for Donald Clark. Indicate that Donald was resting at Churston. I don't remember this at all. I doubt that Donald was treated. Maybe the firm.
He works for Court and Brunskill, one of whose clients was Sir Carmichael.
It doesn't prove that I went to Comeside.
You could have done it, and you may have used the opportunity to take a look at Sir Carmichael's records.
Do you think I'm guilty?
You or Mr. Franklin Clark?
That's ridiculous.
Both of you have a motive. The question is, which of you has the profile that most resembles the murderer? Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
At heart, is Donald clever? He's a bright man with a promising career ahead of him. Clever. Is Donald sure of himself? Really liked Fraser. He would have made Betty a good husband. He was attentive and generous, true gentleman. Mr. Poirot, since Betty's death, I have doubts about myself. Doubts. Doubtful. Easy to influence. Seducer. True gentleman? Maybe? No, I guess not. Well, women seem to like it. Yup, there we go. Seducer. We've already got something that disagrees, but does Donald like trains? It's an awful scene. Started shaking one day. I'll sleep on the train. I like likes trains. Cold. Oh. It smells even worse coming back up. It didn't come back up. Just the smell. I think it's this. Quick-tempered and generous. I believe it's this one. Wait, hold on. No, it's this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Donald may share many character traits with the murderer, but he does not have his cold indifference. He has a temper. It is hard to imagine him planning anything. Also, jealousy is his motive, and crimes of passion are rarely planned.
Right, I suppose it's my turn to be subjected to the same scrutiny.
Absolument, Mr. Clark. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Enough with the thinking. Is Franklin clever? Dear Franklin, first, I wish to... Wow. It is normal that people helping with the inquiry, starting with you, Miss Drower. Please allow me to pay for your train tickets. Thora is evasive about her No. School report for Franklin according to his teachers. Good student. Clever. Self-confident. Take Franklin. He's fallen into Sweet charms. He's a lovely boy, very plucky and sure of himself. Self-confident. Seducer. Come on, Poirot. I'm a married man, and Miss Grey is already being courted by Franklin Clark. Seducer. Likes trains. Over here? Paying for the ticket, but I guess that's not it. The railway children E. Nesbitt. Railway. Maybe. Likes trains. E. Cold. Started a successful year. I have received your letter dated December 10th. Thanks for defending my interests against Wang, this robber. Things have got pretty bad if you weren't a cool-blooded guy. Cold. Generous. Paid for the train ticket.
As you have all seen, there is a disturbing similarity between Mr. Clark's profile and that of the killer. In actual fact, it is exactly the same.
Mr. Poirot, your psychological studies are interesting, but your conclusions do not add up. Why would I have wished my brother's death? The inheritance is lawfully mine. I just have to wait.
No, you had to act quickly.
Say that Thora Gray bothered him. Say that Franklin was impatient. Impatient.
Because you are incapable of waiting.
Really? Well, I am no murderer. You presented him as being a cold and patient schemer.
Certes, normalement. But Lady Clark's imminent death precipitated events. Mademoiselle, although you haven't been telling the truth, there is no doubt in my mind that you would have found a way to marry Sir Carmichael after Lady Clark's death. For you, Mr. Clark, it was a disaster. If Miss Grey had children by your brother, you would not have inherited a thing. You realized the danger after reading several letters from Comside, especially one in which your brother opened his heart to you. So you hurried home from China, and you took action. In truth, Cust was no more than a puppet manipulated by the real culprit. You, Mr. Clark.
Such an imagination, Mr. Poirot. In fact, nobody manipulated Cust. The famous instructions he received by post. He wrote them on the typewriter. We know that for sure.
Oh no. You know perfectly well. That is not true.
Oh, so...
Eh bien voilà. Light has now been shed on the ABC murders.
Your theories are ingenious, but you haven't any proof.
One point to him. For the moment, I have no material proof. Either I admit to it, or I bluff.
Invent an item of proof found in Alice Asher's tobacco shop. Say that the proof is going to be easy to find. Lie about the fingerprints found on Cust's typewriter. Lie.
One thing proves it. The prints you left on Cust's typewriter.
Enough.
Oh, of course you wiped the typewriter before sending it. But not carefully enough. Scotland Yard has found your print along with those of Cust.
I understand why you never wanted to lend me your new typewriter, and why you were searching through your brother's things. And the hole you dug on the moors. What did you hide there? The knife you used to kill your brother?
Game, set, match. You win, Mr. Poirot. But it was worth trying.
We have justice now. Now here comes the finished ending.
Don't come near me! I'll never let you take me, Mr. Poirot!
So he took the gun from us and tried to kill himself. But
I'm
with a
sorry,
fake
Mr.
bullet-
Clark, there is no easy death for you. I expected your reaction, so I used blanks. I'm sorry, mademoiselle, but your second chance has been lost. Franklin Clark will never inherit his brother's fortune.
Well, he's finally in
Disappointed at having missed the chance to become Lady Clark, Thora Gray left England. Donald Fraser and Megan Barnard married. On
we thought
Poirot's
they were going to.
recommendation, Mary Drower started to work for Lady Clark. The elderly lady's condition suddenly took a turn for the better. And a few months later, to Dr. Logan's great surprise, she was back on her feet again. According to this eminent physician, it appears to be an extremely rare case of spontaneous remission.
She was a
Lady Clark has enjoyed very good health ever
Wait a minute.
since.
Dick Dunbar. He was the fourth guy that was going to be killed. Okay.
Journal of an Innocent. The incredible story of ABC. As for A.B. Cust, after being advised by Poirot, he made a great deal of money by selling his story to the press. And as for me, and with business booming, the Black Swan has become the #1 tourist attraction in the whole of Yorkshire, even more popular than York Minster.
Huh. Based on the novel The ABC Murders by Agatha Christie. Oh boy. So that's the end, guys. I guess I have to say I'm sorry for lying to you guys at the very beginning, saying that I had never played the game. I'm sorry, but it was kind of leading up to the fact, just something else that I could play for you guys, making it seem like I had never done it before. But now that I had known that I had messed up, I definitely saw a case where I could use a little bit of a gimmick as payback for not realizing what had happened. So, I'm gonna be doing my ending credits while the end credits are going along. I want to thank you so much for coming out to see the 6th installment of Agatha Christie's The ABC Murders. All I can really say is, if you liked any part of this video, don't forget to leave a like. Down below, leave any comments for any videos you want to see in the future, and don't forget to subscribe as well as ring the bell to let you know when I post another video. And if you want, don't forget to share this video with any of your friends. Hey, they might want to become a day drinker like you and I. But in the meantime, I'll be signing off and enjoying this milk. Cheers. Oh. The heat never really bothered me at all. It was just the sensation of drinking that, and then all the stuff in my chest. It wasn't ever really like heartburn. It was weird.